Hello everyone, my name is Thomas 2-Bit Bestove and I welcome you to the new season of 2 Bits with Thomas. I'm here joined by my special hosts, Silver the Yote.
Welcome 2022 season 2!
Pixity the Gnome Alien.
Hello. Hello, Gardner. How y'all doing? I'm British too.
And Indie Timber.
Chip Cheerio.
Hello. I like big bellies.
For some reason I suddenly now regret having you all on my show, as I seem to be the only one that is actually reasonable. Also, if my voice sounds a bit different, it's because I'm acting like a British person. So, Pixie, do not insult the British. They may come over and force you to drink tea.
And it's every time I think, okay, I know it's off subject, but every time I think of the British people, I think of the Fairly Odd Parents. It's time for the hunt, or whatever they did.
Oh god.
Now that we said that, everyone's going to...
Did I hear someone dissing tea?
Oh my goodness! It's Kelvin the Shadeling!
Hello.
I'm so glad to have you here, my good friend, good chap, cheerio, chip. I really am going to annoy all the British people in the world, aren't I?
Yes.
Myself included.
Oh, my apologies. Well, anyway, welcome to 2022, Season 2, as Silver said. I really hope that you will all enjoy this season, as we will try to put a little more effort into our production. And we'll also try to be a little more focused. So, from now on, we're going to try to talk about each of these episodes, we're going to do a sort of round table thing. One person speaks, move on to the other, and the other, and the other, and back to me. No interruptions, please. Anyone who gets interrupted, I will be forced to make them watch Monty Python's Flying Circus.
Oh no.
That sounds like it's like not a bad thing at all.
What's wrong with that?
You'll die laughing. That's what's bad about it.
Okay, fair enough.
Anyway, let us begin. Back in time, 20 years ago, when the movie industry wasn't completely utter shit. Now, I mean, not that it's shit now. I mean, there's some really good movies that got released, but 20 years ago, we got some animated films that I don't really think we can kind of see anymore nowadays for whatever reason. For example, we can never truly see our very first topic of tonight, Ice Age, developed by Blue Sky. Developed by Blue Sky, who are no longer existing. Thank you, Disney. We appreciate you shutting them down.
R.I.P. Queen.
Rip.
Yep. This is your standard movie about a bunch of random animals trying to survive the Ice Age when a bunch of panthers decide to take revenge on some humans because, the humans killed them and turned their friends into huts because hunters gotta hunt. Eventually, the saber-tooths fail to capture the child. The child gets rescued by a mammoth named Manny and a sloth named Sid, and they eventually team up with the saber-tooth tiger named Diego to try and return the baby to its family. Diego leads the way, but of course it's a huge trap, so that way the other saber-tooths can not only eat the baby, but also eat the mammoth and the sloth. Diego then learns that, wait a minute, I don't want to do this. These people are basically my family now. Better than my other family. They treat me poorly. I'm loved and respected here. So he does the whole double cross. They return the baby to the humans. And then the Ice Age comes and they all should have died. Instead of having like 5 or 6 sequels.
Yeah.
And now a TV show.
Wait,
Yay,
what?
Everybody asked for it.
Wait. What?
Yes.
You know.
Yes. Apparently, the two Possum brothers from the sequel are
Oh,
going
no.
to get their own television show.
No.
Just when I thought I'd
Yeah.
have enough of Scrat.
Ha. Yes.
Did you see the animation quality on that upcoming
Oh, it
show?
looks so poor. That looks so poor.
Yeah, it's not going to be good.
I'm not going to be
I'll
able to
just
stomach this.
No.
say- Yeah,
And
I
anyhow,
will say it was a series that fell hard from grace. Like the first one's actually pretty okay.
yeah.
Mhm.
So, let us begin. Let's start with Indy. What are your thoughts on this movie?
Well, I remember I watched the first movie. I haven't watched this one in a long time. Just want to, well, I can't judge yet because, just like I said, I haven't seen it for a long time. But I heard it's like still either considered classic. Some say it's kind of mixed up because I know, well, even though it was Blue Sky's popular movie, I might want to watch it again just
Just
sometime
kind
to
of
see if any
for it.
good.
All right.
That's all I have to say.
All right then. Kelvin, do you have anything you want to say about this movie?
I haven't seen it in years. And now I'm actually having trouble remembering parts of it.
Well, I'm pretty sure you remember the parts of the squirrel. You know, your kind.
That's not a squirrel.
It's a Scrat.
Yeah.
It's not the same
Also,
thing.
you said no interruptions, but I so wanted to shout objection earlier because you called the tigers panthers.
Yeah, I said smiling. You have
I-
to be smiling.
What? What is this, Phoenix Wright?
Yes. Apparently.
Okay, then, moving on, Silver. Do you have anything you'd like to say?
Where's the podcast? There it is. Okay. I really love this movie. I remember I saw it when I was 11 years old in the theaters with my mom and dad. And the one thing I really remember the most about this movie is that I actually cried during the movie because, spoiler alert, Diego has a Disney death. And, you know, it's like, you know, a Disney death meaning he doesn't really die, but it's like he looks like he's going to die. And then it's like, oh my God, he's dead. And then he's like, opens his eyes like, but I want to be with you guys. And I was like, yes. Oh my God. Thank God he's alive. I was so happy. I remember even my mom like, well, they don't always live. I was like so traumatized. And also the baby from that movie. Yeah, we were still in the baby years of CGI because
Luckily, it wasn't the
my
first
God.
phase of
My
CG.
God.
Hello.
I mean, I think Tin Toy, like the baby from Tin Toy, looked a little bit better than Roshan because
Is his name fucking Roshan? Is that really the fucking Ice Age baby?
yes, I had the book that came with the movie, and his name is Roshan or Roshan
That
or
is the
whatever.
worst. That is like that is a trash name. I'm sorry for any Roshans out there.
Well, it's Roshan. It's like one word. It's not like Roshan or Roshana. But
Oh, but still, you know what I mean.
yeah.
Boom.
Yeah. And yeah, the scene with this ice slide was legendary. I still think it's really a lot of fun, and the music is great too.
Yeah, I think everybody. Well, it was one of the first movies I remember hearing. I hear it in my
Closing
head.
note on this though is on my part. The closing note on this part is that, like, I swear to God, every 90s and early 2000 movie for kids had to really bank on Rusted Roots, Send Me On My Way.
That's what I
because
was thinking in my head, and I'm like, "What is that?" It's a really good song, but
it's also from Matilda.
You are right. Like the '90s and 2000s, they're like one hit wonder. You hear it everywhere. Like, where have I heard this? And you think about it, I've heard it everywhere.
That and roll back to me. Or roll to me, roll to me. Not
Del,
roll
whatever
to me
it's called.
by, yeah, whatever
Del.
that is. Yeah.
Another one of those weird one hit wonders kind of
Yeah.
slipped in.
Yeah. All right. That's all I got to say.
And now Pixity, your thoughts?
I remember I didn't see it in theaters, but I remember getting it on VHS. Like, I think it was one movie I wanted to see as a kid because anything with like a cat of any sort, wild cat, house cat, whatever kind of cat, I wanted to see it. No surprise that Diego ended up being one of my favorite characters either.
Wait, Diego.
But I remember really liking it. The humor, I think it was Blue Sky's first CG animated film.
You are correct.
Yeah. And for a first attempt, it's not the worst thing. It really isn't. I just wish they would have stopped at least by 3 movies. That's all I had. That's one thing I had to say, is because it got tiresome. I mean, there are some things where it's just weirdly funny in a weird way. Like, it has more potential meme quality, I guess, now that it's aged. Now it's 20 years. It'll be 20 years old.
Yeah.
But it's a decent family film. You could it's one that the adults can laugh at. Some jokes, the animation can be okay. The death of the mother is actually kind of tragic, and I'm glad that the cavemen, the Neanderthals, I don't know what they are, human Neanderthal. I'm glad they do not. Manny does not human talk to the mother of the baby. She hands it to him. It's kind of like it's not as beautiful, but it's like in that kind of similar way of, here's my baby, take care of him, kind of like Prince of Egypt, but not as beautiful, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. But I think it's, if I'm remembering right, it's still a pretty solid 2000 CG movie. And a good first attempt from Blue Sky, actually. But it ended up being an annoying little cash cow. Like, it really, really, it needs to already hurry up with the Ice Age and make everybody extinct. At least, please. Like, it lasted longer than it should have. But it's a decent movie for what it is. And I would watch it again maybe after this, just for see if it still holds up, and I can tell y'all if it does or not. I think that's it for now.
As for me, I believe I saw this as a VHS because I wasn't really too big on going into theaters to see movies. It was a pretty okay movie. Blue Skies did definitely a good job for the first movie. I always loved the Scrats. Yes, I always liked seeing Scrat constantly trying to just store his nuts and just constantly failing. It was pretty funny. The slide scene, knowing Silver now, that's basically just him. He's just like having a wonderful time going down the slide and then just bumping my chest, and I just look annoyed at him. The characters are nice. They're not too bad. You got Manny, who wants to be alone because he lost his family. You have Sid, who's constantly being abandoned, and Diego, who kind of wants to have a family that will respect and love him no matter what, and they won't treat him like garbage. It is a really good movie, and as Pixie said, it really should have stopped at the 3rd one, because by then it just got out of hand and it just became a cash cow that lost a lot of money.
One thing I do want to say I forgot. Where did the humans go after the first one? Did they go extinct? I think they're the only ones that went extinct, actually.
Yes, it is kind of weird that it just is kind of happened. Or
Yeah.
maybe the humans went to become pirates to sail the galactic sea in Treasure Planet.
Dun, dun, the treasure planet.
Now,
I
sadly,
was trying to be. I was trying to say that transition kind of thing, but it didn't come out the way.
I can simply say that
Mario Party 5.
I'm not 100% familiar with Treasure Planet. I have seen it. The best way I can summarize this without going too long into it is boy wants to be an explorer and find this great treasure that was left behind by a pirate captain. He has daddy issues.
We all.
He gets blamed for an accident. He gets blamed for an accident. It wasn't his fault. The captain falls in love with the nerdy guy. I don't know their name. He finds the treasure. They find the robot. They fix the robot. Everyone lives happily ever after with a bunch of treasure. That's pretty much it.
Yeah, that's about right.
Yeah, I'm not. Like I said, I haven't seen this movie too often. But Indy, have you seen this movie?
Nope, I haven't, but I really want to see that movie.
I definitely recommend it. Kelvin?
You mean Treasure Planet?
Yes.
Yes, I love it.
Any aspects about it that you really love?
Everything.
Would you say everything is awesome?
It's got some of the best 2D animation Disney ever made, and it's actually a really cool take. I love how like they explain the way it all works. Is like they got the Ethereum stuff that surrounds everything, and that's why you've got these open and air ships going through space. And I just think it's really creative, and I wish that they would do more of it, but they kind of flopped on the marketing.
They almost did.
Yes.
Yeah.
It is weird that the treasure. I think because Treasure Planet was such a flop for them, they just kind of eventually stopped doing 2D movies like this. Silver, any thoughts?
Okay, so Treasure Planet, we saw it during Christmas. It was me and my cousins, the ones that hate furries, and my mom was really sick during that Christmas time, so my dad went with my aunt, and my dad accidentally went to the wrong movie theater. So we only saw like maybe we ran to that movie theater. We saw like maybe 45 minutes out of it. I'd say we missed the first 15 minutes, definitely by far. But I really liked just they were like flying around and everything. I mean, the main guy, what's his name? I can't remember his name.
Jim Hawkins.
He's a very 2000 Jim Hawkins. He's a very 2002 guy.
2000 e-boy handsome man.
He is, even though it's supposed to be set in the far distant future. He's 2002.
Yeah, he's got that Star Wars Hayden Christensen hair and everything. He's got that edgy slight boy. I'll go on to that in a moment.
Yeah. Okay. So like there, and I remember that the story was kind of all over the place. It really didn't catch my attention as a kid, and I haven't really seen it much since. I just remember the McDonald's toys a lot more because you had like that ball that like yeah. And then you made Morph. You had Morph. Morph was like a really cool character because he like morphed into anything. But yeah, that's really all I got to say. It was just, but definitely the aesthetic was really, really
agreed.
Early 2000s and wonderful and beautiful, and I just miss that so much. Yeah.
Yes.
That's all I got to say.
Now on to Pixity.
Okay, like Silver, I didn't really like this movie too much growing up. I could only watch like halfway. It just did not grab me. I don't know what it was. It was one of the few movies I remember seeing as a kid. Did not grab me until I got older. And I don't know why. I mean, it is gorgeous. The CG blends very, very well in the 2D atmosphere. The aliens, I'm biased, but they look great. They all have different looks and designs. Some are menacing, some are goofy, like the fart one. Like I thought that was the funniest thing. Like a fart monster alien, great. Jim is adorable. I think he's a very handsomely drawn character. I do know that a lot of people who grew up with the movie have a crush on him, like big time. I love the "I'm Still Here" song by John Resnick of the Goo Goo Dolls very much. It is a very nice alt song. Biased maybe because I like Goo Goo Dolls and John Resnick's voice. But I just remember I could not finish past the song segment. Something about it just bored me because it kind of does dip in quality. Like once that spoiler, the captain dies, and they go to the treasure planet.
Oh, you mean Mr. Arrow?
Yeah, Mr. Arrowhead. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. Do you need to say something real quick? I'm not bothered.
Sorry, I was just saying he's not the captain.
He wasn't. See, it's not a movie I hold dear in my heart, but I appreciate what it did. Hold on. Okay, I thought I heard someone join or something.
Yeah, I thought I heard that too. I was
I
going to
just
punish them with the whopping stick.
But I remember. I think it really falls apart, sadly, when you get introduced to the robot. He is such a, I don't know what you call it, a funny lol, gonna be the mascot kind of thing. He's like the Olaf, like what Frozen did with Olaf and Finn. Those kind of, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know if there's a name. Not like the.
Are you saying you liked him or didn't?
I didn't. Did not like the robot.
Like him. Me?
But
Neither.
Yeah, I think he's got that annoying sidekick vibe, and I didn't like that. Another thing, since you mentioned it, I literally was just looking up, like, before while you were speaking about the McDonald's toys before you mentioned them, of Silver, and I strictly remember having the morph, and I used it as a bath toy. And
Nice.
little immature Pixity used to love filling that thing up with water, and since it had a hole, I used to jokingly say, "Oh, he's peeing." But
Okay.
but that's all.
Oh my god.
I think we're going to move on from that because I know that this is definitely not a show meant for children, but let's try not to go. Let's try not to go to that kind of humor.
Pee pee poo poo jokes.
Oh my god.
As for me, I only really saw this movie when I was a bit older. I think I saw it on Disney, and I think it took me a few times trying to watch it to really appreciate it. But the art style is beautiful. I really love it. The story is simple, but the robot definitely has that I'm the comic relief kind of thing.
That's the word.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it doesn't really work. I do like the pirate captain who's like, you know, yes, he's evil, but he's also kind of like he wants to also have like an honor code, so he makes sure that Jim doesn't get hurt and whatnot.
Yeah, he's like the father figure.
Yes.
John Silver? I think it's, again,
Long John Silver.
Maybe like at most 3 times fully.
Yes. I do like how, like, you know, at the end when he lets Flubber go with Jim, and you just see the happy family and everything. It's
Did you just call him Flubber?
Listen, I wasn't paying attention to its name, so it's Space Flubber now.
It's Flubber.
Anyway, Treasure Planet is a great underrated movie. It's a shame that it most likely got overshadowed by another space alien family-based movie. That is wonderful. If you have never seen it, stop this podcast and go watch Lilo and Stitch. Do it now. No one ever talks about it. It's a beautiful movie. Watch it. Alright, is everyone gone? Alright, so basically, the simple plot of Lilo and Stitch is mad scientist makes an indestructible creature known as 626. He gets locked up, the experiment escapes, heads to Earth. He gets adopted by a young girl named Lilo who's lost her parents, and her sister is trying hard to just, keep her together so that way she's not alone. But they have to deal with the CPS, a bunch of shenanigans happen, aliens come. It's a really good family movie. That's all I can really say. It's got great comedic moments, a really nice art style, good Hawaiian music, and it's just wonderful. Do you have any thoughts on this, Indy?
Well, first I did watch this movie during my middle school, and then I recently watched that one. It is a really good movie. I do like the story about like how Lilo trying to have a better family life. And I know this character Stitch is pretty much almost like everyone's favorite character, including furries.
Oh yeah.
Furries love Stitch.
Oh yeah, trust me.
Blow pots, Roger!
Oh dear.
I had to.
Yes. Anything else you want to add, Indy?
Let's see here. It was. Oh, there's a weird thing. They actually made an anime of this one.
Yep.
And then I look at the comparison, like how the original movie they have more like emotional, like how the character movement, but the anime they just like static. They just like sitting there, just choppy lip sync, and that's pretty much it. This is like how I understand like how to convey emotion for characters. And I think that's it.
All right. Kelvin, do you have anything you want to say about this movie?
Yeah, I'm honestly impressed that they managed to make such an endearing and family-friendly movie about a statue that causes blindness. And you'd think that something like that would be too scary for kids.
What?
Wait, we are talking about SCP-626, aren't we?
No.
No.
Oh dear. Excuse me. I need to go check on something. Nothing with SCP related. I'll be right back.
Oh my god.
I love that you guys are just like, what?
I mean, my husband would probably cackle by that. He'd probably be like, "Oh, I get it." And I'd like, "Don't get it."
Tilting my head and saying what is my job.
Okay, Kelvin, if you have anything to say about the movie, say it quickly. No rush or anything. I just need to.
Why are you
talk about
talking
stuff.
so fast?
No reason.
What's wrong?
No reason. There's just nothing escaped. Nothing escaped. All was fine.
Okay. But yeah, I think Stitch is adorable, and it's the whole like family is important thing. We see that all the time with Disney movies, but I think that this one is better than most just because of how cute it is, and the humor works out really well. I think, especially with Pleakley, he's freaking hilarious.
Oh yeah.
Oh, wait till you see my friend who impersonate that character.
I do feel bad for Gantu. He technically, okay, I guess maybe it was an accident that he kidnapped Lilo, I guess. I mean, he could have let her go when he noticed that she was in there, but at the same time, I kind of feel bad for him, not just because he got fired, but like after that, he's like the butt monkey of the series.
He does become a butt monkey, don't he?
Yep.
It's kind of a shame.
Yeah.
Because it's funny, it's like after he becomes a butt monkey, he also becomes a very likable character.
Yeah.
Yes, he's definitely very interesting. Anything else to add, or?
Yeah, just remember that 15 hours after your sight returns, you'll start experiencing hallucinations. Oh, that's the SCP again. Never mind. Continue.
Silver, your turn.
Okay, so fun fact about this movie. It actually was originally supposed to be set in Omaha, Nebraska, but they decided to change it to Hawaii, and I think that was a really good decision because it really gets into the whole idea of family and Omaha. Oh, okay, maybe that had something to do with it, but yeah, I really enjoy this movie. I enjoyed the TV series, even though that's another year for the entirely different year. There was a lot of. I mean, I do have a little bit of a PTSD with this movie because I dated someone who really liked this movie, and he was kind of a goof. So, yeah. But yeah, Stitch is adorable. He is one of my favorite Disney characters by far, even though he doesn't talk much. He is just amazingly awesome. And I remember the other thing I remember is that before this movie was released in theaters, they had a bunch of like teaser trailers.
Oh God, those were great.
Oh, I loved those.
About like you thought that like we
like
get a sequel of like The Little Mermaid, and then I want Disney to do that again. Where especially the one with Beauty and the Beast, where he's like he's on the ceiling. He's just like, and then like the whole chandelier falls, and Belle's like, "Get your own movie."
I can't whistle well.
Oh yeah, he did that. Yeah. And then the Beast was like completely speechless. But yeah, like I also remember that again, the McDonald's toys all had surfboards. And that was cool. And you put stickers on the surfboards wherever the hell you wanted. And I had almost all of them except for Mr. Bubbles. I did not have Cobra Bubbles.
I got my eye on you.
Kevin Michael Richardson. I think that's who voiced him.
He's voiced by the same guy who does the Allstate commercials.
It's Kevin Michael Richardson, probably.
No. It's I mean, Kevin Michael Richardson, I think, voices him. What's his name? What's his name in the cartoon? Gantu in the cartoon.
Yeah, he does. Nah, I got that mixed up.
But the Allstate guy voices Bubbles.
Okay. Yeah, I also really love the song Aloha Oi, and after seeing Train to Busan, I cry even harder at that scene now. So, go on to Pixity. I need a moment.
Okay. I remember as a kid, I wanted to see this movie, but I didn't know what it was called. I thought, honestly, because when Silver reminded me of the previews, I guess you could call them, that they would always have different thing. I was expecting the movie to be like that. In a way, is like a multifaceted like cameo kind of thing, I guess. And I was like, I think I told my parents I wanted to see the movie Milo and Stitch. I thought it was called Milo and Stitch. So I remember strictly that. And I just remember seeing it actually before, it had all the censorship done. I saw in theaters like with the pre 9/11 stuff. So when I thought I had a Mandela effect with that until one day I saw that it had to be edited, and I'm like, that makes sense now. That makes sense why I remember that differently. So that's just one little fun fact about that for me, I guess. But I guess it's one of those movies I always liked, but I never appreciated until I was older, because I at one point I'm an older sister, so and I have two younger siblings, so I was never really the older sister I should be, like Nani, when I had like a sort of broken home. I didn't take care of my siblings, so when that song, the one song, Silver was mentioning, I think I watched it, that Lilo and Stitch again, when my family was just really like tearing apart. That made me just bawl. Like you could just tell so much emotion, and then it was like, till we meet again. I was like, nope, no, not with that, not like that. And the Ohana message. Oh gosh, it's such a beautiful and simple thing. Ugh. And if we, hopefully, on another note, I hope one day we can just talk about the series in general, because there's an anime, there's a spin-off of the series, and then there's the weird crossover cartoons. Like, there's so much to Lilo and Stitch that is kind of amazing in a way.
Yeah, we need Tetra for that, though.
Oh yeah,
Indeed.
I want her to geek out about that so bad, because I know that's one of her favorite things. She could make the thumbnail one of her collections of it, because I know she has a good Lilo and Stitch collection.
Mm.
But
And
also, one last little thing. I think I might have accidentally, when I was designing Pixity, maybe made her inspired by Stitch in a way. The antennae, the big ears, the big eyes. Just coincidentally, I think just having a furry, animal-looking alien, I guess, stuck with me for a very long time. And I guess subliminally, I had a bit of making Pixie unironically one of Stitch's cousins in some design ways.
Oh, jeez. Anyway,
That's all I really can say about it.
As for me, like I think what I said at the beginning pretty much sums up a lot. This movie, it really is one of those movies that's important about family, because not only is Lilo and Nani's parents gone, but Nani has to give up so much to look after Lilo. She doesn't want to lose her sister, because she's the last family she has, and it just seems so, it would be horrible if she ended up having to lose her sister, and just everything just it's so sad to think that, because she could have had a prominent career as a surfer, but she gave it all up for her younger sister to be her guardian. It's beautiful, and the funny moments are also pretty fun. I do love the punch buggy, the potato, Plickly thinking that mosquitoes are a lifeblood, a very important species to the planet Earth because of cobra bubbles. It's funny, and yes, we do need to talk about the animated series, because it kind of goes deeper into the other 625 experiments that big fat Russian alien man made. Jumba, thank you. That Jumba made.
Yeah.
Also, why was he Russian? Why did he have a Russian accent?
You with your four eyes and inexplicable accent.
I did want to mention one thing. I forgot one thing. Peakley is a queer icon.
Yes, he is. Like, seriously.
Yeah, he is.
He's male, but dresses female, and
he's just fat.
Yes. Anyway, I'm going to have to go and settle something real quick. Why don't the rest of you, or whoever knows the movie Spirit, talk about this while I run for my life, because SCP-626 has escaped and I need to run.
Yes.
SCP-626 doesn't have legs.
Well, I'm still running away because I'm very afraid.
Yes, Spirit, the movie that I remember and that I
You're good there.
Spirit, the movie that I remember and that I don't remember at all. I don't know why. I remember it. I actually no, I saw it later on, but like I didn't see it until I was older, and I just it's a great, beautiful.
I thought you said until you were older.
What? Boulder?
I thought you said you were a
Oh my
boulder.
god.
I'm sorry.
Do I look like a golem to you?
Yes.
Hey, we like this boulder. He is a nice boulder.
Nice boulder. That was a year
The
before
boulder
this.
is ready to bury you in an avalanche.
Whenever you're ready, the Pebble.
All right, so I think that this movie. Well, the reason I didn't see it in theaters when I was a kid is because the preview. I don't like loud noises, and the preview showed a house blowing up, and I was like, okay, no, I'm not. I ain't gonna see that. Nope. So I didn't see it, and the kids at school. Excuse me. The kids at school all said, yeah, it was a movie. So yeah, I just didn't really want to see it until much later. I saw that it got a good following online as like, one of the movies that people would recommend that were animated. So I think around 2012, actually, I found a DVD of it, watched it, and I was like, yeah, that was pretty, but and the story's really nice. But honestly, there's not really much I remember from it. And that's really sad. And like when I think of 2002, I keep forgetting the movie came out this year. I don't know why.
I feel like it's later. Is that just me?
No, yeah, it isn't just you. It just doesn't feel very 2002 for some reason.
Yeah, it's like it's in that weird stage where it's like it feels too late and yet too early for 2002.
I swear, I used to think it came out in 2005, but then I was like, wait, that was Racing Stripes. Never mind.
It's a different movie entirely.
It totally is.
I need to rewatch that movie at some point.
I've never seen it.
If I remember right, it's cute, but that's another topic for a
Yeah.
different time.
Yeah. Does anyone else have anything to say about Spirit?
I never seen this movie.
Okay.
I've seen
I do. Do you
go
need
ahead.
to go first? I'll let you go first.
No, you
You're
go
the
ahead.
guest.
I haven't seen any of like the follow-up material that they made.
We do not talk about the follow-up material.
Oh,
because
is it bad?
it's taken by a white person. That is like the complete opposite.
she can't sit with us. She can't sit with us.
She
She should not sit with us. She has no right to sit with us.
I'm confused and a little worried.
Me and Silver say that if it's like something we don't agree with or like, we just say she can't sit with us. Don't worry.
Or occasionally we don't talk about her, but that's more my friend Tomas bit. Yeah.
Just about this. Do you have anything to say?
Actually, I don't remember what I was going to say now.
Oops.
The Spirit effect.
Yeah, go ahead.
Do you have anything or no?
No, Pixie, go ahead.
Oh, okay. I actually have a few things I can say about this. I wanted to see this movie. I've always loved animation with animals, even if I've always been kind of scared of horses because anything taller than me intimidates me. But I remember my mom got this on tape, and I think she watched it first to make sure it was okay for us. I think that's something my mom would do. I remember that, and I think I remember her saying, "You're not gonna like this. The animals don't talk," because the previews made it look like he was voiced by. I think he's actually voiced by Matt Damon, or he's voiced by Brad.
Yeah, Matt Damon.
Yeah. So yeah, Matt Damon.
Matt Damon.
So yeah, I remember watching. Like, what does mom talk about? What is she meaning? And then I watched, like, I think up until the part where he got captured, and I really, remember liking the music with Bryan Adams. I like the "Get Off My Back" song. That's a really solid like little song. But I never watched past that. It was one of those movies like Treasure Planet. I didn't fully watch until I was older, and then one time, I think at the same time, probably about like Lilo and Stitch, Treasure Planet, I was older. We didn't have any cable, so I would watch old like tapes, and I finally watched it. It's beautiful, yes, but like Silver said, you don't remember anything from it afterwards. It's just like, good for you. He's free now. Do his thing. And I know that anybody who watched this is usually anybody I've learned who really loves this movie. And I've only met girls. It's always like the horse girl movie, if you could say that. But
I think that's what it's aimed at. So
yeah, and ironically, even though we think that, of course, the new Spirit material, we don't talk about it, but like, was there really anything?
I was so angry when I thought, because I remember seeing it. I was like, oh, cool, a Spirit sequel.
You know what? You know what's ironic? I just realized.
What?
It's a movie for girls, right?
Yeah.
There is not a single female actor in that entire movie.
There really isn't.
No, it's not. I think you have, but you might have like one background character. But I'm thinking about the sequel. They made it horse girl movie or TV series. Let's make Spirit not Spirit. Like, Spirit is literally in the name. He is a free spirit.
Oh, it's like a Spyro's Adventure type deal.
I got so angry when I thought they were going to actually make because I always like seeing what some animation companies, what their projects might be, upcoming projects, and I remember seeing like a Spirit sequel. I was like, or something like really hype. I was like, let's go. And then next thing you know, I see previews of it, and I'm like, oh no, it's a basic ass horse girl shit. Like, I was so pissed. I was like, this is not what this movie's about. He even helps a Native American, for goodness sake. Like, I was like angry.
Anywho, it sounds like we all need a little bit of spirits if we're going to have to talk about this movie. And by that, I mean I'm skipping the...
Well, more so the movie's predecessor, yeah.
I'm skipping the Cat Returns because we are at 46 minutes now, and I need some spirits to talk about this one.
Aww.
The Scooby-Doo live-action movie.
I think we talked a little bit about it with the Scooby-Doo one we were talking about. Also, it seems like Kelvin. I'm sorry, I'm trying to get your name right. Yeah. Kelvin wanted to say something about the Cat Returns. I'm the only. I feel like I've not seen that, but if I knew about it, I would be all for it as a kid. Animated anime cat people. That's a win for me.
Well, I wouldn't call this a spoiler then, because it has no bearing on the plot. But the title's actually a double meaning. Mm-hmm. There is, of course, the one cat who goes away and then returns, like, to show up at like right at the moment he's needed. So like, there's the obvious symbolism there. But the one of the main characters, Baron, this is not his first movie. He actually shows up in another Ghibli movie before it called
Whisper of the Heart.
Yes.
Yep.
Voiced by the same guy too, Cary Elwes.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's pretty cool that they used a character from a completely unrelated movie and gave him an important role in another one.
Yep.
I wish they'd do that more often. I don't care about the MCU. I want a Ghibli-verse. Give me that.
Ghibli-verse.
Yeah. I like both, but yeah.
I think.
Okay, Scooby-Doo time? Or no?
Yes, and yes, unless someone else has anything they want to say about the Cat Returns.
I love Muda. He's hilarious, and I want to squish him because he's soft.
Muda? That's Japanese for useless. And that's what Dio cries. Anyway, The Scooby-Doo live-action movie is basically why you should never try to make a live-action movie out of something that's meant to be a cartoon.
That's not the issue I had with it.
The story's boring. The animation is... It's 2002. The people playing the people playing the actors, they just they bollocks it up really well.
I do have a love for the movie, but I'll go for it in a moment.
Don't make Matthew Lillard use only 1% of his power, dude.
That's true.
Was that the name of the guy? Yeah. I like it. It's not a great movie. It's not a masterpiece. It's fun. It's fine.
It's one of those movies that's nostalgic as a kid, and you watch it again, you're like, it's a little faulty.
It does hold the... It is also the movie that makes Scrappy-Doo one of the most disliked characters in the Scooby-Doo...
He did that to himself.
Yes. Like, what would you call it? The Scooby-Doo...
There's a reason why TV Tropes calls it the Scrappy.
Yes.
Scrappy. Yeah. The Scrappy. Mm-hmm.
Yes, but, basically... Yes, because he's so hated, the director, I think it was James Gunn?
Yeah.
Yeah, James Gunn made him the villain because he wanted to make it so that way no one could ever use Scrappy again. And, yeah, he steals the souls of others, puts monsters in their bodies, and if they ever escape the bodies and are exposed to sunlight, they explode.
Yeah.
It's very weird, very creepy, and makes me feel very uncomfortable.
The problem that I have with it is...
They look like melted gremlins.
Aside from the characters being completely out of character from how they behave in the original show, like they are jerks to each other in this one. I don't get
They really
why.
are.
But the biggest flaw in the movie is that it's not a mystery. It pretends to be a mystery, but then the villain turns out to be a 50-foot flea from space. Basically.
Yeah.
It's like there's all of the clues have nothing to do with Scrappy being the villain. You could substitute anyone and the clues would have the same bearing on them.
Yeah, I mean, like, you know what? My favorite part of the movie is actually the very beginning. It feels like a Scooby-Doo movie, which is why I like the second one better.
Yeah, I think they did better in the second one.
Yep. Anyways,
It even had a celebrity cameo.
Yeah.
Wasn't it?
It was Pamela Anderson.
Oh, right. Thank you.
I actually didn't mind the Scooby model though. The rest of it looked like bollocks, but the Scooby model was okay.
It takes a while to get used to. Yeah, it's a little shaky,
Yeah.
but it's 2002. It's better than, like, let's say the Garfield model.
Mm-hmm.
We don't
Yeah.
talk
Oh
about her.
God.
That's the first thing I could think of. I'm sorry.
If we do 04, we're gonna have to talk about that one. Oh boy.
Oh boy.
Okay.
Oh boy.
We still have a lot of movies we need to talk about. We're almost at an hour, and that's usually where we hit our limit. So we're going to talk about one more movie, and then I think we might just do a two-parter to talk about the rests. But
Yeah.
That sounds fun. Really.
I really want to talk about Stuart Little 2.
I forgot that was a thing.
I haven't seen that one, like,
I
at all.
haven't seen it in years. Let's just say that. I remember things
I
about it.
adore the first one. I don't remember the second one other than that they added
There's
her.
even a third one if you want to be even weirder, but that's a different movie entirely.
There was
All
a
I
TV
remember-
show.
All I remember is that he was on a soccer.
Like for
ball.
the
That's
for the
only thing
TV
I
show, they
remember.
had the
That's
same.
it.
They had the
That's
same
literally it.
animation style as like the classic Magic School Bus cartoon.
Oh, Nelvana?
Yeah.
Cute.
Really?
Yeah. And it
the
looks
raccoon.
great.
Yeah.
So.
Alright, I can remember a few things about Stuart Little too, actually.
Oh, yeah?
Anyway, Mario Party 5 is a game for the GameCube. Oh, right, sorry. I mean, Stuart Little 2 is basically the sequel to Stuart Little. It's a movie about a mouse who gets adopted by humans, tries to live a humanish life, but in this movie, he ends up getting a girlfriend who's a bird, who's being blackmailed by a hawk to steal jewelry from others, and Stuart helps her take down the hawk and cause him to be some cat's dinner.
Can I just say that I deeply appreciate the changes they made from the book?
Hang on, excuse me. Can you go back? Did you say book?
Yes, the book that Stuart Little is based on.
Book.
I remember the book.
Stuart Little's original backstory is disturbing.
Do we want to talk about that?
I did not know that it was a book. I know that in the first movie they basically say that his parents were killed by a grocery store accident where a bunch of cans fell on them.
Yep. That's the nice way of putting it.
Oh God, no.
I'll tell you this much: Stuart ain't adopted in the book.
No, he's not.
Can I say about what the moment that I remember on the Stuart Little 2?
Yes.
Oh,
sure.
Go ahead.
Oh, there's one time when Stuart Little had to go to the sink drain, and the mother was like, we're not happy about it, and after that, at the bedtime, they're like started having an argument about Stuart going to the sink drain, and then we have like worry about what if there are other kids, like I forgot the daughter name, going to the chimney, and then what's the Stewart's brother name again?
George.
George go to the toilet.
Very 2002 humor, I guess.
Think about what I said about more.
The Littles are a very pleasant family, but Mr. Little can be very cutting in the first movie.
He kind of can, even though I have
like he's so nice, and then all of a sudden he's just like, I don't like that boy. And I'm just like, dang, dude, dial it back.
Yes, it was a bit strange.
Anyways.
Yes. The movie was very weird. I remember watching it, and it had some odd moments, but it was just a movie. I think that's all I can really say.
Does anybody else want to say anything before I can? Or
yeah, go ahead.
I remember I didn't have the first one. I wish I had the first one as a kid in my collection, but for some reason we had the second one. So if I ever wanted to watch Stuart Little, the few things I remember about just Stuart Little, like 1 and 2, I had a crush on the dad and the Jonathan Lipnicki, and still to this day they're both handsome. Anyway, I remember the bird being a very cute character. Actually, she was very sweet and gentle with Stuart, and they're little. Even though I found it weird that a bird had a crush on, or the mouse had a crush on a bird, or vice versa, I was like, yeah, they're good for each other. They're good for each other. The hawk scared me. Something about that hawk. I think it's because it's still cartoony and CG in a way, and I think he's voiced by William Dafoe.
Oh God, if he was.
It was voiced by someone who has a really scary voice, and I'm trying to figure that out.
But
I just
cheese,
remember
Osborne. First we attack his cheese.
Oh God.
Let's see. Excuse me, it's James Woods. I knew it was someone with a kind of intimidating voice like
God.
that.
Oh,
love
Hades.
James Woods.
Yeah, so I was just like,
Yeah.
I remember
Hades.
just being scared of that hawk. I was just like, no, I do not like that. And if I were, the only other thing I remember about this movie is for some reason the ending song was a Celine Dion song.
Of course it was. It was 2002.
Yeah, that's true. But
Oh, here's another
yeah,
thing
I think yeah, the Falcon is still really creepy because it's in that that it's that uncanny valley. There's still cartoony enoughness to it, and then still realism, and it's that uncanny valley thing.
Yeah.
Here's
But
another moment I just realized. You remember
Go ahead.
Monty the cat?
Oh, Snowball.
Yeah.
Or do you mean
Well-
wait? Monty was the dumb one. Monty was the dumb one, right?
Yeah.
Snowball was the cat.
Please.
Yep. Anyways, it's the one that you're trying to find the hawk, and then Monty's trying to explain about like you should not mess with him because if you are trying to mess with him, he'll probably grab you up from the top, and then you drop from the ground, and then drink what's left with its straw. And then we watched that back in middle school, and the students are like, "Ew."
Oh God.
Yeah.
Okay, I forgot about that. Yes, the hawk definitely was very. He was
Intimidating.
Yes, especially since he was, as we just discovered, he was voiced by James Woods, who did a very good job with Hades from the Disney Hercules movie.
Bottom
And
line.
also James Woods playing James Woods in
Pretty much.
Family Guy, and one of my favorite lesser known roles of James Woods is he was the villain in the Recess movie, and I think he plays that really well.
That's a good movie.
It
Indeed
is a surprisingly good movie.
It's a good show.
Yeah,
Very
it
good
is.
show.
I need to rewatch it. There's a lot of things. I
Good
need to
show! Jolly good show indeed!
That was a pretty good Cops impression. Not even denying that.
It was pretty good.
Benson, I have balloons for my
Oh.
birthday.
And it just flies away.
I'm so
But
sadly.
yeah,
little movie we watched her now.
Yes. Sadly, I did not know that Skips was voiced by Mark Hamill.
What?
Yeah, I wasn't very smart. But anyway, we're just about out of time for this episode. I thank you all for watching. I thank all my friends for joining. Come join us next week as we talk about Return to Neverland, the Wild Thornberrys movies. We're not talking about Crazy Nights.
Oh,
Jonah,
please. I actually do want to talk about that.
I actually do want to talk about that one.
do you both want to be yeeted into the Shadow Realm?
Yeah, I guess I do.
Well, I'm going to get my Millennium Falcon then.
Oh my god.
But yeah, like we'll talk about the other ones.
Cinderella
for sure,
2,
I can
The
talk
Hunchback
about.
of Notre Dame 2, and
Oh, we
Balto
can-
2.
Okay, I'm excited for that one. Balto 2, hell yeah.
I'll
Yes.
see if I
Wolf
can find
Quest.
one. I can see if I can find a way to watch Balto 2 because I want to finish that.
It's
And
on
then I-
Voodoo.
Oh well, I'll keep that in mind. I just need to
Yes.
get my glasses and start watching things on the television.
Yep.
Might even wrestling. I don't know.
Anyway, I thank you all, Indy, Kelvin, Silva, Pixity, and all of you. I hope you all will enjoy this show. I'm not going to enjoy the fact that I'm going to be the editor now. But anyway, this has been 2 Bits, Thomas 2-Bit Bestow, leaving my 2 bits on the table. And that is your cue all to say some kind of witty outro.
Happy
Witty
Tales!
outro, witty outro,
Happy-
witty outro.
Happy
I can drop my act now, I guess.
season
Right.
2.
Wait, what's your act?
Just pretending to be American all this time. It's really rough on me,
Wait, what?
Did you think that I was joking when I was talking about him dissing T? He was dissing T, and I came in here. I was all insulted by it. Don't you remember?
I
Good
mean,
night,
if you are,
everybody.
that
We'll see you all next week. Maybe.
Maybe.